I can't wait to see what 4J is working on is a really normal thought, because 4J Studios are the people who made Minecraft console editions, but they haven't made a new game or spoken about what they've been doing for 4 years now, something that changed last week with this Minecraft-inspired trailer. This was followed by a surprise Nintendo Direct announcement.
Welcome to Octane Isle, where we'll do anything to keep our motors running.
Which was more than a little unexpected, to say the least, because most people know 4J Studios as the Minecraft studio, and this is very much a distinct little mini-game in some ways. It does look very fun, overcooked with cars, but what about something big? Something that's been taking years to work on? Well, as King Ledge says, 4J Studios actually invited me and Stampy up to Scotland for the reveal of this game. This was an incredible looking one, it blew my mind, but they said please say as little as you can about this, which is why in this video all I can do is comment on what's publicly available, because 4J Studios just revealed the new game. They said, great to have at Stampy Longnose and at IBX Toycat back in Dundee last week. Glad you enjoyed Manic Mechanics and that other project we can't talk about yet. And then a winking face, back to the old console edition days. Love to see it. However, that means in this video I can't go too deep into details, but I can try to give you some public details, although first I should mention something that I found to be incredibly interesting. So this person suggests that they should really let 4J work on console ports again. Their ports run so much better than Bedrock does on anything. This is actually something that early days might have happened, but there are lots of reasons why it didn't, and it doesn't seem to be like there's animosity on either side. I always assumed that Bedrock taking over from console edition was a bad thing, because obviously it went from 4J's game to not being their game. The actual financial arrangements are, I'm sure, under wraps, but it is something that both sides were happy with in the end, which is surprising. I really did ask. I was like, hey, I won't tell anyone, but just for my own personal curiosity, like, is there any bad blood there? And he's like, no, we worked it out in a decent way, which is a really cool thing to see. 4J Studios are friends with the Minecraft guys. In fact, they seem to be friends with a lot of the industry. You can see this from looking at the console edition mashup packs, but you can also look at 4J Studios Game Pass just to see that, like, yeah, they did a lot of porting work for a lot of studios, and the reason this is so relevant is because when it comes to their new game, there are only so many things that we can mention, but I'm going to try my best to mention what I can. So first things first, 4J Studios have explicitly only mentioned this in 2 places. One is with this trailer that has a very strong similarity to the Minecraft console edition trailer from 2012, and the other way they've announced it is by saying the other project we can't talk about yet. And here's the fun thing, I agreed to a NDA, non-disclosure agreement, which means I can't legally talk about this thing. I can't give you any new thoughts or opinions. What I can just say are things that are public facts, right? I can tell you that 4J Studios are a game developer slash publisher, that's what they describe themselves as, so when they say they're working on a new project they can't talk about yet, that's incredibly interesting. When they have these similarities to Minecraft, that's incredibly interesting. And also, I cleared this one tweet with them before I left the office, just saw something incredible while at 4J Studios, very excited about it. So this is just a public tweet from IBX Toycat, and we can speculate if a Minecraft YouTuber is incredibly excited, then that's a good sign, right? We can speculate that if 4J Studios are saying they can't talk about it yet, and it's been going on for years, it must be a lot of good tech. And the other thing you could probably make the assumption for, 4J Studios have a lot of great friends in the industry, that's how they made all of these mashup packs, but also, before the Minecraft days, they worked on porting other games, they mostly made console games, and they were mostly very good on the technical side, and they probably mostly grew their team during the Minecraft days because of the huge success of that game, and so you could make some assumptions from that. I don't know what they'd be, but for now, welcome to Q&A Saturday, but on a Tuesday, and let's go into an important question, which is Minecraft movie, ? And although this is a fun one, assertive chimp, 4J Studios are most likely not working on the Minecraft movie. However, we have a huge update. After almost a decade in development, the Minecraft movie is officially going to start shooting. They are shooting in August in New Zealand, which is surprisingly far away geographically and surprisingly soon chronologically. That is incredibly exciting news. It looks like the Jason Momoa version of the Minecraft movie is the one we'll actually be experiencing, which is ridiculous to say. Speaking of ridiculous things to say, King Newbie says love them or hate them, who hates armor trims? There is a surprisingly vocal minority of people who say armor trims are the worst feature added to Minecraft, but I think the reason most people use is it's bad for multiplayer servers. In my opinion, armor trims work better on multiplayer servers because you have to travel so far to get them. The more people there are in your world, in some cases that's hundreds or thousands, the harder it is to get these incredibly rare items, which actually seems like a good thing more than a bad thing, unless you just think you should get them, regardless of the amount of skill you put in. Speaking of the amount of skill you put in, user you free, I'm not going to bother with the rest of this, says, oh man, it hurts to see more and more people wondering what TU stands for and why Minecraft looks the way it does in some of these images and clips. Is it safe to say they missed out? I mean, obviously, yes. I think the one big problem with the Bedrock community versus the console one is how much less cohesive it exists as a whole. I mean, is there even a Bedrock community, or is it just a bunch of people on different devices that can sometimes play together and recognize that, yes, we have coordinates in the top left. This is something I am doing my best to change as a YouTuber, but really, I'm just one person. I can only do so much compared to the juggernaut that is the game itself. However, the reason this comment comes in is because I showed off this early picture of TU-54 when the Woodland Mansion was first being added, and it's just such a nostalgic thing to look back at what was only 6 years ago and how different the Minecraft fan base really was then, and I wonder how different it'll be in 6 years from now. If you're around in 6 years, you have to let me know if you think things have switched gears. Speaking of switched gears, just a few minutes into the video, anyone notice the sheer amount of rhyming he's doing? Our Stolen Serenity. Well, first things first, I like your name, Stolen Serenity, but something about it you'll notice is it uses alliteration. There's quite a few techniques that are better for like engaging talk, and one of the ones I've been trying recently is I've been trying to rhyme a lot. I think rhyming is really good for teaching, whereas dull, monotonous tones are really good for preaching and trying to get your message across that way, and ultimately being able to do a little bit more effective communication is something I have been working on. I hope that you have been enjoying it, except here it says I'm honestly impressed if it's not being done on purpose, and so it's one of those things I'm going to pretend is entirely an accident, like the accident that is what I'm wearing this week, by the way. Wow, is this a Manic Mechanics t-shirt? You better believe it is. It's even got the fun little 4J thing on the side here. Love that. And honestly, I really did enjoy playing the game itself. I'm actually going to be playing it and showing you my trip up to Scotland on Thursday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'll be playing it with Stampy, actually. And also, I should mention, while we're here, a lot of people were curious about my plant, which I forgot to water. I have moved it from there into more direct sunlight, and I think it's reasonable to say that it might have died. I'm not quite sure. If you're a plant expert, let me know. But yeah, I figured, you know what? Since I couldn't handle the responsibility of a tiny plant this size, I figured the only logical thing to do was to get myself a human-sized plant. And so this one's doing pretty well, right? Actually, it already looks a little yellow. But you know what? It'll be fine. I got a new plant. I'll put it in the background of the shot, and you can appreciate it whenever my green screen's down. Oh, no you can't. Wow, sure does look so green in here. Probably not at all, actually. Speaking of things not looking very green. Anyway, though, this week has been an incredibly exciting one for all the stuff around Minecraft, you know, in regards to 4J Studios starting to post again, with regards to this Minecraft movie actually picking up steam. I had so many questions about the Minecraft movie, and I think the easiest way to summarize them is, yes, this is them trying something very different, but ultimately, I'm happy with that. I think when Minecraft goes for the safe bets, that's when they actually make the things that are the worst. Surprisingly enough, I think by taking risks with the Tales and Trails update, they made a better one than 1.19. That is what the poll on my channel says, at least. But also, I think that is why 1.19 might have been one of the weakest in a while. They were just trying to make an easy update, and I think that's why, rather than just trying to make an easy movie, you could go for an animated one, just trying to do what Sonic and Mario have done already. They're doing something very different, and honestly, it could go really terribly, but I'm happy with Minecraft trying to take these risks, and as long as they have someone who thinks it's a good idea, rather than just everyone going, yeah, that's probably fine, right? Jason Momoa, live action New Zealand. I think the Minecraft movie will be great, and I hope the same thing is true for whatever 4J announce. I don't know when they're going to go public with it. I imagine they've got lots of discussions to have with lots of people before they can do anything like that, but as soon as they do, I am incredibly excited to share that with you. And so, I hope you enjoyed this week's Q&A Saturday. I know it was a bit bizarre in terms of length and also release date. You know, Tuesday and Saturday are basically the same day anyway, right? And also, I hope you've enjoyed the things we got to go over. But for now, this is one of those, like, we get to see more laters, and I hope that's interesting enough to you. If you have been watching the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, this is where I say, hey, I would appreciate it if you did. We just hit 1.85 million subscribers, and honestly, I think 2 million would be pretty cool. It looks like it might just be achievable, because a lot of people have been subscribing from shorts recently, so make sure to do something that you like to channels if you like this channel, and if you don't like this channel, then sorry that you made it all the way to the end of the video, because I'll see you in my live stream later, where I'm going to be collecting all the trims some more. I'm still enjoying streaming a lot, and you can come check out those streams, which are happening more frequently. So see you Tuesday, see you Thursday, and see you, assuming you don't have a terrible house fire today. Goodbye.